In the heart of Transylvania, where legends thrive and the Carpathians stand guard, rises a medieval fortress that defied empires and time. Get ready to discover the city that wrote history with every stone. Travel companions, welcome to Brasov. In a previous video, we showed you a tour of Transylvania and some places nearby. In that same video, we told you that Brasov would be version 1, special. And as promised, here it is. We begin the tour of everything there is to see in Brasov. Let's start with the hotel. We stayed right in the historic center, in front of the square. Just like when we choose historic centers, they're old mansions without elevators. And in this case, the rooms were very spacious. I think we've already told you about this during the tour. I went with my daughter and my son-in-law, so we took 2 rooms, and both were very large. Breakfast was included. And in July, we paid about 85 euros per night for each double room. As I always say, I show things to explain them and let you see, not to suggest they're the best or your only option for this tour. Consider multiple options, but check details like breakfast, cancellation, and elevator. The ideal location, as we said, is in front of the square, and that's where we'll start on this first day. Council Square, Piața Sfatului. Council Square is Brasov's center, and among the most photogenic spots in Transylvania. Surrounded by colorful Baroque and Renaissance facades, it was for centuries the meeting point for the Saxon merchants who helped the city prosper. In the center stands the old town hall, Casa Sfatului, a 15th century building with its clock tower, which today houses the Brașov History Museum. The Brasov History Museum presents the history of the city through a permanent exhibition, and the entrance fee is 12 lei, which is about 12.5 euros approximately. From the square, you get beautiful views of Mount Tampa and the steep little streets that go up to the upper part of the old town, and also of the characteristic Brasov sign. Today, the square is bustling with terraces, cafes, and year-round cultural events, especially in summer and at the Christmas markets. Walking through it is like traveling back in time, a place where medieval history blends with the modern life of a Romanian city full of charm. We also find the Urban Civilization Museum here. The entrance fee is 7 lei, roughly 1.5 euros. In the midst of the hustle and bustle of Council Square, the Orthodox Church of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary rises, with its elegant Neo-Byzantine dome and its bell tower that stands out among the Baroque buildings of the square. Built at the end of the 19th century, its interior surprises, with a golden iconostasis and frescoes that reflect the richness of Romanian Orthodox art. As you can see, this square is a must-see when visiting Brasov. A free tour can be an excellent option to learn more about the city. As always, we clarify that reservations are free, but you should pay what you feel is appropriate. But taking a tour around the city and learning more about its history with a guide who speaks our language is a really good option. Several streets start from this square and are very busy. It's a pleasure to walk through them. They're colorful, lively, and full of places to eat. One of them is this one, Republica Street. But we keep walking, and just a few steps away, we find the Black Church, another symbol of the city. The Black Church of Brasov. It is one of the architectural jewels of Romania, built between the 14th and 15th centuries in late Gothic style, standing out for its impressive size and its peculiar name, the result of a devastating fire in 1689, which blackened its walls. This historic event gave it its distinctive dark appearance, turning it into a symbol of resilience and cultural heritage. Its interior features one of Europe's largest oriental carpet collections from Anatolia and a monumental organ with over 4,000 pipes, among the largest in Central and Eastern Europe. Additionally, in the tower, there is the heaviest bell in Romania, weighing 6 tons. Tickets to access it are not sold in the church itself. They must be purchased at the Tourist Information Center, located in front of the main entrance, in the Council Square, and the cost is 25 lei, about €5. The church is also an active cultural center. During the summer months, organ and choral concerts are held. We attended one, the organ concert. We continued our walk, and very close by, we found a very, very narrow street, Estradas Fori. Estradas Fori could be translated as Rope Street. It's among Europe's narrowest streets, and an icon of Brasov's old town. Built in the 17th century, it served as an access passage for firefighters and to aid communication between the city walls. Today, with just 1.3 meters wide and 80 meters long, it has a picturesque and curious charm that makes tourists go there to take pictures. Estradas Fori connects wider streets in the Old Town and has become a must-stop for those of us exploring the Council Square and its surroundings. After another short walk, we arrive at the Brasov Synagogue, the Beth Israel Synagogue, built in 1901. The Beth Israel Synagogue, built in 1901, is one of the main testimonies to the city's Jewish community. In neo-Baroque style, it stands out for its elegant facade, its ornate arches, and its bright interior. Declared a historical monument of Romania, it preserves and reflects Jewish life and culture in Transylvania. The price for the visit is approximately €1. Our steps will now take us to one of the old entrance gates to the walled city. Shea Gate. Shea Gate is one of Brasov's old entrance gates, built in 1827 on the remains of a medieval fortification. Near the Shea neighborhood, it marked the entrance from the countryside to the walled city. Today, it's a historic landmark, popular and surrounded by the bustle of modern life. It serves as a reminder of how urban and defensive life in Brașov was organized in past centuries. Our steps will now take us to another gate, the Catalina Gate. The Ekaterin Gate, built in 1559, is the only medieval gate that remains from the original fortifications of Brașov. Named after Saint Catalina, it was the main entrance for travelers arriving from the south of the city. The Catalina Gate, as well as the gates of the northwestern wall of the citadel, were each a large complex of fortifications, true strongholds with bastions and towers. Today, the gate is one of the most photographed spots in the Old Town. From there, you can access historic streets and imagine what life was like inside the city, walled centuries ago. Are you enjoying this tour among historic streets and fortifications? Now there's much more still. But we remind you to subscribe if you don't want to miss any of the videos about Romania or other countries that we upload to the channel. Also, give it a like and share it with your friends. To those who, just like you and me, enjoy creating our own itineraries. Our tour will take us through towers and bastions that served as defense for the walled city. Here we'll walk a bit more. There will be some climbs and stairs, so wear comfortable shoes. Let's go. The White Tower, Black Tower, and Bastions of Brasov. These structures were part of the medieval defensive system of Brasov, designed to protect the walled city from attacks and control access points from the surrounding hills. The first one we will visit will be the White Tower. The White Tower, located on a hill to the east of the city, served as a lookout and signaling post to detect enemies from a distance. Its elevated position allowed communication with other towers and turrets through visual signals. From here, you get beautiful views of the city. It's a walk I encourage you to take. If we keep going, we reach the Black Tower. The Black Tower, built in the 15th century, was a defensive tower located to the north of the Old Town. Its name comes from a fire that blackened the walls. It was closely linked to the defense of the city and to the control of the roads that descended toward the main square. After visiting these towers, which are really worth seeing and I believe are a must-see, we will head to the Bastions. The Graf Bastion and the Blacksmith's Bastion were parts of the wall that surrounded the city, serving as defense points and as storage for weapons and gunpowder. Graf was facing south, while the Blacksmith's Bastion protected the west flank of the city. And finally, walking a little further, we arrive at the Weaver's Bastion, which protected another entrance to the city and the workshops of the Weavers' Guild. These were not, and are not, the only sites in the same defensive system we visited. Bastions and towers of Brasov together. Towers and bastions functioned as an interconnected network of surveillance and defense, coordinating the protection of the city from different flanks. Today, these structures are accessible to us visitors, and they offer us a clear view of how medieval defense was organized. In addition, they provide panoramic views of the old town of Brașov, which are impressive. Highly recommended walk. We stayed 2 nights in Brașov. We spent one of the days walking around the city and doing these tours that we're showing you. On the second day, we left the city to visit nearby places, which we'll discuss at the end of the video, so keep joining us on this tour through this city that looks like it's straight out of a fairy tale. Not so close, but with a short walk, we'll reach one of the churches I recommend you visit, and that's the Church of San Nicolas. It's very beautiful. We discussed the Shea neighborhood earlier, and that's our destination. San Nicolas Church, in this historic neighborhood, is among the city's oldest Orthodox churches. With its origins dating back to the 13th century, it has been rebuilt several times until reaching its current form in the 18th century. Known for its Romanian architecture, domes, and interior frescoes reflecting centuries of devotion and religious art. Its bell tower and exterior walls tell the story of the Romanian community that lived in Shea, a neighborhood traditionally separated from the walled Saxon city. The church preserves ancient icons, which contrast with the bustle of the old town, offering us visitors a place of reflection and connection with the spiritual history of Bryo. Honestly, we liked it a lot. We thought it was very beautiful, just like the neighborhood. Now we're going to move a bit further. We're going by car, but you can also walk if you want. We'll tell you more in a moment. We're heading to the Ostraja Fortress. Ostraja Fortress sits about 4 kilometers east of Brașov's historic center, atop a hill overlooking the Barza River Valley. Built in the 15th century as part of the city's defenses, it protected Brasov from eastern invasions and controlled key mountain passes into Transylvania. The fortress played a key role during the 15th and 16th centuries, especially in monitoring the mountain passes and defending against Ottoman attacks. To reach the fortress from the historic center, there are several options. You can walk along marked trails from the Shea neighborhood, which takes about an hour and a half. The other option is to take a taxi or a private vehicle to a part of the hill and then walk up for about 15 minutes along a shorter trail. During the ascent, you can enjoy panoramic views of Brasov and the surrounding mountains. And now, we can't stop talking about the mountain. Tampa Mountain rises above the heart of Brasov, dominating the city with its 957 meters of height. It's more than a viewpoint. It's a natural and cultural symbol linking inhabitants to Transylvania's history and nature. From its trail, you get panoramic views of the Old Town, Council Square, and the surrounding hills. The mountain is home to beech and pine forests, well-marked hiking trails, and small historical ruins, like remains of old watchtowers that were part of Brașov's defensive system, which we already saw. Tampa is not just a destination for those seeking spectacular views, but also a place for leisure and sports. Its trails are ideal for hiking, trail running, or walks without a bicycle, and they told us that along the way, you can spot birds and small mammals that live in the forest. We imagine that, besides, it's a chance to admire Brasov from a unique perspective. The Tampa funicular in Brasov is a popular way to go up Mount Tampa, offering panoramic views of the city. However, what about 2025? The funicular was closed for complete renovations, with a possible reopening soon. But it was still closed in July when we went, so we didn't get to enjoy that ride. Just like we say in many places, the ideal thing in these beautiful cities, with such charming historic centers, is to get lost walking through their streets. I'll leave you here with a list of places to see, but the best thing is to start walking and discover them as you go. On this first night, we had dinner at Sergiana. The place is charming and very good. The food is excellent. The hotel hostess recommended it to us, and it was a great choice. I'll leave the bill here for you. Remember, there were 4 of us, and it details everything we ordered. Rest, because tomorrow we would have a long journey ahead. For the second day in Brasov, we would take the car and go visit 2 castles, and then we would come across a third one along the way. Still in Transylvania, we visited Bran and toured the so-called Dracula's castle. The standard entrance fee is 90 lei, about 18 euros, but all the details are in our Transylvania video. And then we went to Pelish Castle, this one already in Wallachia, beautiful. The entrance fee is 100 lei, about 20 euros. We also describe it in the other video. And, as I was telling you, we came across Cantacuzino Castle on the way, the one that was used for the Wednesday series. The entrance fee is 75 lei, about 15 euros. To visit them, there are already organized tours, which include a Spanish-speaking guide and transportation, but usually you have to add the entrance fee on top of that. So, always pay attention to all those details when you make your reservations. I'll leave a link in the description for you to check out, or on our blog, and if you want to open it on your phone, here's the QR code. Places you could add that have been recommended to us, even though we didn't go, and we hope to include them on our next visit. For example, the Brasov Adventure Park, the Seven Ladders Canyon, or the Brasov Citadel, all relatively close by. Honestly, I wanted to visit the last one, but we'll have to wait until next time because we ran out of time. With the 2 castles we visited, we already spent the whole day, so it wasn't possible to do more. That second night, we had dinner in the square since we were tired and wanted something nearby. I'll leave the name here for you. It was also very good. The dishes were great. I'll leave the bill here as well. And as I mentioned, there were 4 of us. Our Brasov tour was ending, but we had more cities to visit, so we continued on.